Two Federal Reserve officials, both speaking this afternoon, presented very different views on inflation, a central condition for further interest rate increases. Steve Liesman tells us why Vice Chair Stanley Fischer and Governor Lael Brainerd see the same thing so very differently.
Is the Fed's hoped-for 2% inflation goal finally within grasp? Two senior Fed officials, both speaking today, look at the same numbers, but they have different takeaways. Fed Vice Chair Stanley Fischer told an audience in Washington,
"We may well at present be seeing the first stirrings of an increase in the inflation rate, something which the Fed would like to happen."
But his colleague, Fed Governor Lael Brainerd, in an exclusive CNBC interview, had a less enthusiastic take. While recent inflation readings have been positive, Brainerd said,
"That's a good data point, but it's just that. It's a data point, but I want to see a pattern. I want to see some persistence. That would give me some comfort." We have a lot of very positive developments in our domestic economy. You look at the labor force is expanding. People are coming back into the labor force as the labor market remains very solid. American consumers are continuing to be very robust. That's why I am very focused on preserving and protecting the progress we've made.
Brainerd sees downside risk to the economy and to inflation from overseas, especially China. And while she's focused on the U.S., Brainerd says the United States needs to monitor and be aware of other central bank moves. The European Central Bank is expected just this Thursday to announce another round of stimulus.
What we all need to be doing at central banks and more generally, including fiscal authorities around the world, is working to raise global demand.
The Fed is not expected to hike at its meeting next week, but the battle line seems to be June. While Brainerd is cautious, persistent inflation near 2% and a continued rebound in the economic data could tee up a consensus for another quarter-point hike this summer. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Steve Liesman in Washington.